pretty awesome. I spent a bit of the time wondering why or how I was there, how it happened so quick. I just remember being really excited, and I think it's similar to semi this week. Like, just there's a level of naivety that you just want to go out and play, like you do when you're a kid in the backyard. You just want to take the game on, have fun, and not overthink it. So that's the message to Sam. That's definitely how I felt as an 18-year-old. It was just really excited, and once the kind of game started, you go into kind of game mode, and it's just like any other game. Yeah.
Yes. So in terms of people say, 19, there's no fearlessness. Do you actually have no fear, from your memory?
I think you still always want to do well. I was saying this to Sam the other day. I remember as an 18-year-old, I was thinking I got a lot more leeway because I was young, almost publicly. So I almost felt like if I didn't have a great game, it wasn't my fault. It was the selector's fault for picking me. I was like, well, they're the idiots that picked an 18-year-old. So I just, you're so young starting out your career. It's Boxing Day. It doesn't get any better than this. So just enjoy the moment. Yeah.
So far in this series, your bowling attack has been able to pinpoint the likes of your Rohit Sharma. Do you think that has been the reason for somehow, the index to not really say that we have done so well in the last year?
I think it's a big part of it. It's been a series where, for the most part, balls dominated bat. Obviously, the guys that you just named there are some of their key players. So, if you can keep the majority of the batting lineup quiet, you're going to win most games. Really happy with how it's been going. With each game, you tinker your plans a little bit as you get more information, but pretty happy with how it's all going.
So sometimes do you suspect that the law of average will come into place in the last 2 months?
I really hope not. But they're good players, so no doubt they'll throw some challenges at us at some point.
You just talked about the situation with Travis. He's definitely going to play, and he does carry something in.
Yeah, Trav's good to go, so he'll play. Just ticked off some final things today and yesterday. No stress, no kind of worries about injury with Trav. So he'll go into the game fully fit. I don't think you'll see too much management of him throughout the game. He just kind of plays as is, but maybe around fielding, if he's a bit uncomfortable, we will. But he's fully fit.
Just back to the Sam teenage. Do you think about how much more is in your head playing cricket as a 30-year-old than it was when you were 18 like that?
Yeah, I think there's a lot of good and a lot of sometimes some clutter as well. I was thinking, someone like Usman's twice his age down the other end. I was thinking about that the other day. There's so much value in having experience, and you've seen it, everything before. But there's almost just as many positives in having that freedom and naivety just to go out and see the ball and hit the ball. So I think they both have benefits. Like in my debut, I remember trying to hit Dale Steyn over his head for runs, and I just thought that made sense at the time. Now I look back and it's like, geez, I would have been crucified if that didn't come off. So there is, I think there is some benefits in that naivety.
How does this channel the one you've had in the last couple of seasons, do you think having a very hot first day is going to change the dynamics of the test?
Pitch looks really good, quite consistent to what it has here for the last few years. I think a bit of grass coverage, feels nice and firm. So they've done a great job here for probably the last 5-6 years. Their pitches, and suspect the same this year. See how the heat changes it. I don't know really. We'll get to the ground tomorrow and kind of assess. But it looks like a good wicket.
Can you just confirm that there's 2 changes to the team, Sweeney and Bolton Hayward?
Yep.
And so you touched on the heat there. How much does that come into your mind at 40 degrees? I don't know if it's cricket, but it is extreme when you are deciding whether to bat or bowl. How much of a factor is that?
I think it's another layer. So we'll get to the ground tomorrow. You look at the pitch. You get a bit of a sense of what the day is going to feel like, and then you kind of make a decision from then. So I think it is a factor. Last week in Brisbane was hot, which is kind of a bit of a tick. Starkey and I bowled a lot in the heat, and Lino, and got through it fine. So I don't think it scares us too much. But yeah, we'll wait and see. 39 can get pretty hot.
Roger, over here on the right.
Good.
Oh, you good? We'll go down here.
Frank, you had to look at the pitch for the last 2 days. There's some grass cover, but you think spin will play some sort of role there. How much role do you think spin is going to play on this surface?
Yeah, I think it's just a really well balanced wicket here at the MCG. Nathan Lyon's had some success here, certainly plays a role. So yeah, wouldn't be surprised if there's a little bit on offer for spin.
Over back there. Sam?
Had played with Trav for a long time. Just what kind of form do you think he's in at the moment and what he's shown for ACL?
Yeah, it feels like the last 12 months he's been in this unbelievable kind of vein of form, and he just keeps going on with it. So he's hitting the ball really cleanly. You can see the pressure that he shifts back onto the opposition, literally from the first ball that he walks out there. So as I keep saying, I'm loving that he's in our team and don't have to try and set a field and bowl to him. But he's hitting the ball as well as I've ever seen anyone. So long may it continue.
I'm just wondering if you could reflect on the year 2024 you as captain looking back to their shoes this time last year. Do you feel like you're thinking about different things? Are you thinking more about succession planning at a slightly older team?
Where were we last year? Pakistan. It's probably a bit of a funny test year in that we played, the home summer and then into New Zealand and have had a big break. So I think, that break gave us a chance some of us bowlers to be in pretty good nick. It felt like last year was kind of the end of a really big 18-month stretch. I think, obviously you shift your focus into this series, and then next year we've got an Ashes series, also World Test Championship and a lot this year. So it kind of felt like the end of one segment of play, and then you start kind of building out the next 18 months, 2 years. In terms of succession, of course, you think about those things, the selectors when they're picking Aussie A teams, ODI squads, whatever it is, that's always in the back of your mind. But, yeah.
We'll go there first.
Just a word on Scott Boland on his home ground. I've seen what he's done here before. What are your expectations on him this fall?
He bowled beautifully in Adelaide. Whenever he gets his chance, he steps in and looks like he's one of the best bowlers in the world, basically, whenever he plays. So expecting much the same. He loves bowling here. He's obviously played probably more than anyone else here at the MCG in our team. So he's prepared really well. It was pretty awesome that, even with an unfortunate injury like Josh's, you can have someone like Scotty to come straight in seamlessly.
A few more here, so we go 1, 2, 3, and up the back.
The fact that India has won last of the 3 test matches here, and do you think that the Indian captain will be under pressure that he is not scoring runs?
Look, hard to say. It was a good test match here a few years ago. I think Rahane got 100 from memory. It always seems like a Boxing Day every year is a cracking test match. Last year was a great test match against Pakistan as well. So expecting another great week. In terms of pressure, not for me to answer.
Taking it from that question, like a team that is in transition is your opposition, and some of the big boys are not in great form. Is that gives Australia the best opportunity? Is it thinking in that susceptible frame of mind, not top order, not performing? Does it give an advantage to the whole team?
I don't know. I think every team always has something they're kind of grappling with or trying to improve on. As I said previous, really happy with our team's travelling. I thought after Perth we bounced back brilliantly in Adelaide and last week in Queensland. So for us, it's about focusing on what we do well and getting excited for a great week.
The weather looks pretty good. Are you expecting finally just a normal test match, or just given the way this series has gone, is it expected or unexpected?
I'd hope so. Brisbane was one of the weirdest kind of weather test matches I've played in. So it'd be nice that that's not as big a factor and you just go out and play, especially with packed house on day one and for most of the tests. It's hopefully no kind of delays.
What are the things that you enjoy with being a captain? Because some captains just do on-field tactical stuff, but you've gone much beyond that. On-field, setting a culture in the team, or even your wicket for climate. So what is it that makes you enjoy at this stage, because you've been a captain for a while? What are you now looking forward to do as a captain? What gives you happiness?
I think it's similar to when you're a player or when just a player. It's my most enjoyable part of playing cricket is playing with your teammates and like working together to try and get a win or overcome a problem. And I think being captain, you get an opportunity to do that, but not just with the players. You do it with the coaches and staff and the other leaders within the group. So I love all that part of it. Discussions around how we're going to go, the style of play, what does our environment need, and helping shape that, with the team around me. I've always enjoyed that part of it. And I think the other layer is just seeing some new players debut, seeing Nathan McSweeney debut, seeing Sammy Constance debut. That really gives me a thrill. And just seeing guys kind of, you see the people behind the kind of the cricket player and how much they put into it. So when they go out and hit 100 on Boxing Day, you feel that even more, I think, as captain. Just happy for them.
Two to go, Becky.
I just want to ask you about Sam again. He had such a golden start to the summer. From the few days you're seeing what the hype is all about.
Yeah, I've played a one day with Sam for New South Wales as well. He didn't play, but he was down there, so I spent a bit of time with him. He's great. Just quite relaxed, good fun. Happy to take the roll along with the jokes and take the mickey out of himself and others. So we just always encourage him to be himself. He seems relatively like he's got a good head on his shoulders for a 19-year-old. So we're there backing him up.
That's a growing cricket family. Just give us an insight on how special it is to have everyone together today.
It's great. It's we spend probably more time on the road than we do at home. So this is kind of a big extended family, and at the moment it's chaos. It feels like there's, on average, probably 2 kids per person. So there's about 30 or 40 kids running around between the staff and the players. It's great fun. All the partners get on so well. So this year we haven't had as many partners traveling because everyone's got young ones at home. They all come together for the Melbourne and Sydney test. It's always a great time of year. So we'll go off to Christmas lunch after this, and all the kids have got presents this morning and running around and hyper. So it's absolute chaos, but it's awesome.
Good finish. Thanks, everyone. Thank you.